பகத்சிங்கின் மண்ணிலிருந்து வருகை தந்திருக்கிற ஏஐடியூசியினுடைய அகில இந்திய பொதுச் செயலாளர் தோழர் அமர்ஜித் கௌர் அவர்கள் உரையாற்றுவார்கள். அதை மாநிலத்தினுடைய தேசிய செயலாளர் தோழர் டி.எம். மூர்த்தி அவர்கள் மொழிபெயர்ப்பார்கள்.
Dear comrades on the dais, all our General Council members who are still here, AITUC, and all my comrades, friends, brothers and sisters. We are very happy to be here to share what we discussed in our General Council of AITUC, and it was important session for us and for the working class of this country, because this General Council in organizing in every possible, in nice manner, a good hospitality, this General Council meeting. Thank you all, salute to all of you. For us to come here in Thiruppur was important from many reasons. We have a powerful member parliament from your Thiruppur seat, who is our vice president. Thiruppur is known for hosiery garments, not only in India. There is export also, in the world also Thiruppur is known. But Thiruppur workers and even the small and micro industrialists are also facing problems. A typical example, how the policies of the government are favoring international corporates, favoring Indian big corporates, and trying to kill small industry. So we know MSME is also suffering here. And we met whole leadership of MSMEs, the medium, small and micro enterprises. And we know that our workers are getting jobs there. We know their families are being run. And if the industry dies here, our workers also suffer. So choosing Thiruppur was another reason also. And that reason was to challenge the corporate promoting policies of Indian government. The policies of Indian government which favor foreign corporates, Indian corporates, and want to kill our indigenous industry. And that's why we wanted to be here. And not only we were here, yesterday not only we met them, today we adopted a resolution supporting the problems to be solved, supporting the solutions being suggested by them. Our both member parliaments, Comrade Subbarayan and Comrade Binay Vishwa, promised that definitely the issues will be raised very strongly in Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. And they wanted that AITUC should further raise its voice to defend the MSMEs all over India for the purpose of livelihood of our people remaining vis-a-vis against corporates. Tomorrow there is going to be strike in your Thiruppur city. And that strike is in connection with, and I think it is extended for whole of Tamil Nadu also, this strike. It is specially for consumers of electricity and users of electricity in these small industries. And if they will be having expensive electricity when there are so many concessions to the corporates, that is also one of the way of killing this industry. And that is why we adopted a resolution in support of that strike which is going to happen today. We hope that that strike, shutdown strike by MSMEs, and although the consumers associations will also be successful, our best wishes to them on this occasion. You heard the powerful speakers, beginning with Radha Kishan, then Kasi spoke, then Wahida spoke, then strong voice of Subbarayan you heard, and then you heard roaring of Comrade Binay Vishwa. They have raised several issues which I could understand they are raising. I want to make additions to all those things when I am talking to you. You see, the world over we are finding, and we read about what is going on in the world, because we are part and parcel of the world working class movement. We are founders as AITUC of World Federation Trade Union. Comrade Subbarayan told you how AITUC was founded, with Lala Lajpat Rai as head, and Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Jawaharlal Nehru, V.V. Giri, they all became our presidents one or the other time. So we played important role in the freedom movement, and definitely played significant role, important role in building India. Naturally, today we are pained to look at the situation of the country, and that pain was expressed by my comrades here when they spoke. So being part of that international movement, World Federation Trade Union, when it was founded during Second World War, after the Second World War was over, in 1945, there were only 10 organizations in the world from 10 countries which came together to form an international working class movement. And India and your AITUC was one of those 10 organizations. So we have responsibility to understand what is going on in the world. We have responsibility to understand how the working class in different countries is trying to cope up with the situation and building the movement. And we have to understand how the lessons are learned and implemented in our respective countries. With that responsibility, we were meeting here in the General Council, and we are of the clear understanding that capitalism is again and again facing crisis, and every time they are trying to put the burden on the workers, on the farmers, on the common people, those who are producing wealth, those who are mining, those who are giving services, those who are working in factories and industries. They are the wealth producers, they are the service givers. But it is they who suffer whenever capitalism is in crisis. They try to put more burden on these sections also. And that is the scenario the world over today. Country after country we are finding that the respective governments of the capitalist countries, the imperialist countries, they are suppressing their own workforce, as well as they are searching in the world, going to different countries to capture their markets, to capture their industry, to capture their service sector, to capture their finance sector. So it is a double-edged sword. In their own respective countries, they are suppressing their people, and in the developing countries, they go and they search for markets, and then they guide those governments who fall prey to them, who bow before them, who lick their boots, like Mr. Narendra Modi's government. They want those governments to give them all concessions, everything. Even this G20 drama was also being utilized by the capitalist countries to search for market here and to search for their businesses. It was nothing to do for our good or betterment. So that is the scenario. Our AITUC General Council discussed about it, tried to understand. Just today is 23rd. Day before yesterday on 21st, there was grand strike in Greece by PAME union. Like AITUC, PAME is very strong union there. 100% strike they had, because that government is trying to take away their right to strike. That government is increasing their 8 hours to 12 hours. That government is increasing unemployment and depressing the wages. Am I talking of Greece? It appears I am talking of my country. This is what is happening to our workers also. This is how the government is behaving through codification of labor laws. So naturally, we have to learn how these struggles are being built, and we have to implement the good practices which our unions are having there. And when we went for strike in India, every time we got support from World Federation of Trade Union. We got support from several countries. So we also passed a resolution and sent our message to Greece, telling them we are with you in your struggle and fight. This is how the solidarity between the working class in the world is taken forward by us. You see, solidarity of working class within our country with all the unions who are struggling. We passed several resolutions of strike actions going on. Then solidarity with our peasants, other sections of society, our teachers, our students, our intellectuals, our artists, our film people, our literary people. We expressed solidarity to their movements and we extended support to them. Our understanding, our struggle is not on likes and dislikes of some faces. It's not a question of we like Modi as a person or not. It is question of ideology, question of policies, question of path which our country should follow, question of every citizen of this country should have a roof on their head. Every child born must get opportunity to educate. Every child growing after education to have technical trainings, skill trainings, and every adult person, the young person, should be able to get job, and every person getting job should get proper wages. There should be security at the workplace, safety at the workplace, and proper wages given for the proper running of the family. And when you grow old, you should have pension. So it's a question of path and policies. And Subbarayan, when he was saying that this government is behaving like a fascist government, he is right. They follow that ideology. That is why they want to kill every voice of opposition. They want to silence every voice of opposition. And that is why they want to suppress the trade unions. That is why they wanted to kill the dreams of farmers. And they sat in Delhi borders for 13 months. And they are trying to shut down media. They are trying to shut down the voices of those journalists who are brave to speak. They are trying to shut down the voices of our artists, our poetry people, our literary people. Everything possible is being done by them. That's why it's not a question of likes or dislikes. It is a question of ideology and our belief. And that belief is not for personal gains. That belief is for the gain of our society, our people, our nation, and the world community. That is where we stand as AITUC. With that vision we were discussing. And comrade, you are clear example. You Tamil Nadu comrades are clear example. When the state elections were happening and there was a call, throw away the puppet regime of BJP here, and you showed and you did it. And in the parliament election also you had shown that might. And when the very same government came to power, you started demanding what is due for our workers. And when the very same government came with a law in the assembly to increase 8 hours to 12 hours, our AITUC took lead, contacted all the unions and told them this will not be tolerated. And with all the pressure mounted, by the trade unions and the pressure mounted by the allied parties of the ruling party in Tamil Nadu, that law had to be abandoned and it was taken back. So for us, it's not the question of likes and dislikes. It is a question of the path we want to follow, the policies we want to follow, and all the policies which will go against Indian people and our country as such will be fought tooth and nail by AITUC. That is our resolve which came out of this General Council. Comrades Binoy and Comrade Wahida talked about Manipur incident. They have given detail, I don't have to give details. Country was shamed, but sitting government was unashamed. And I also want to remind you, when our young wrestlers who brought medals to our country, international champions, those girls were harassed by BJP MP, Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. Modi continued to protect him, and till today he continues to be BJP MP. And what was done to our girls? It's not only insult to President of India, Draupadi Murmu, not being invited, Binoy told you. But at the same time, Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh was inside that new parliament, enjoying the function. And our young girls wrestlers were being dragged on the streets, being beaten by the police, foot of the police people being put on their face, and cases being filed against them. There was support from trade unions to their agitation going on, from Kisans, from political parties. Because of that, police was compelled to file the charge sheet. Government was not even ready to file FIR. Police was refusing. Only order from Supreme Court, FIR was filed. But they did not want to proceed on that. And such a long agitation they had to do and suffer in the process. And then only charge sheet could be filed. That fellow is still out on bail. So our comrades have rightly told you, double-faced government, unashamed government, talks of uplifting women, every day helps those people who insult women, and then does a drama of women reservation bill. So this is their face, and this is how we have to understand. We have to be politically very clear. We know this government must go. We know somebody else will come. But we also know whosoever will come doesn't mean will get permanent support from us. We'll also have to face the situation if the workers are not heard, if their rights are not given, if the common people suffers. So we are politically clear. We are a working class politics. We build the society and nation. And that's why we want our honest share. And we want proper living, not only for workers, for all the citizens, all the people, rural and urban India. That is the battle we have been pursuing. But the policies of the government, you heard our previous leaders, are to only help Adanis and Ambanis. Big corporates being helped by Modi, and those corporates help BJP Modi by spending huge money in building image and winning election for them. This is both ways helping each other. But what is happening to people? Inequalities are rising to a very, very dangerous level. If these people will not be removed in 2024, that trend will further grow. India, a great country, with so many religions, so many languages, so many food habits, so many different dresses, so many beautiful festivals, this India and its civilization will be ruined by RSS BJP. We have to understand this thing. And a situation of civil war type will be created in this country. A great country which is now number 1 in population. Already in international census, India has left China behind. Out of 750 crore people on this planet Earth, 140 crore Indians. What does it mean? Every 6th person on the world planet is Indian. And if this country faces a civil strife and a civil war situation and cutthroat type of environment of hatred and polarization, it will also be ruination signal to many of the countries. And that's why it's additional responsibility on us to save our country from that kind of direction. That's also what we debated, and we passed the resolution in our General Council with the resolve to fight back this tyrant regime sitting in Delhi. Is it so that in our country we cannot provide education to everybody, free and compulsory to all children? Is it so that we cannot arrange health of everybody in India? Is it so that unemployment cannot be addressed, our young ones cannot be given any jobs? Is it true that homeless cannot get home? Is it true that our kitchens can run properly? That possibility can be made? And is it true all the dreams of our youngsters to rise in their life, our workers for better wages, for future security, for pension? Is it true that it is not possible in India? There are no funds and there is no money? It is not true. Truth is what I told you. People are creating wealth through hard labor, and the wealth is being transferred to a few handful people, and vast majority suffering. What is the scenario? Report after report is coming internationally, and India is getting shamed, but Indian government doesn't move. Our hunger index is reduced very badly. We are in a very bad situation. We are falling. Out of 121 countries, India stands at 107. All our neighboring countries are better than us. Our children below 5 years of age are dying very fast, and 65% of them are dying because of malnutrition, because of hunger. It's not my figure. It is the affidavit given by Narendra Modi government in Supreme Court of India in a petition. And the other figure is from the World Hunger Index. And then Crime Bureau of Government of India tells that last year those people who committed suicide, 25% were daily wagers. Those who get some work every day, then only their kitchen runs. They are dying. It's not only farmers committing suicide. Our workers have also started committing suicides. It's not a good sign. And top 1% in this country, out of the total wealth of my nation, 40% is in their hands. And our below 50% people, 70 crore of them, share of the total wealth of this country, for them is only 3%. That is the kind of inequality. India has gone back to 100 years in Modi Raj. Not only in democracy, not only in the labor rights, not only on the situation of farmers, also on the situation of this inequality. That's where we have reached. And then the government said, don't ask pension, don't ask wage increase, no increase of minimum wage, no increase of number days in Manrega, or everyday wage increase for them also. Don't ask these things. There is no money. And you don't pay taxes. And you want all benefits from taxpayers' money. That government should give subsidy on education, on health, for pension. You are not taxpayer. That's not the truth. What is the truth? Truth is, we are today paying common tax. That is GST. GST. All of us paying. What is the contribution in the collection of GST by the rich of this country? Top 10% are paying only 3%. And 70 crore Indians, 50% population, who have only 3% share in the total wealth of the country, are paying 64.5% of GST. So Mr. Modi, don't try to tell us there is no money. You are running a government most corrupt, biggest frauds in his government. PM Care Fund, no answer to the country. CAG is showing the real face of BJP. So many corruption cases have come up by CAG. Electoral bonds, nobody knows how much money and which corporate houses are paying to BJP. No transparency. Most corrupt government. People's hard-earned money is swindled. You people are told you be party of this scheme, be party of that scheme. Our poor men and women are entering into those schemes. Small savings, they are giving money. And Narendra Modi government is eating the money of small savers also. In this background, I said, if this situation continues, there will be civil strife in this country. And RSS BJP wants that. Anarchy suits them. Discipline doesn't suit them. Full stomachs don't suit them. Hungry stomachs should be there, so that they can throw some money during elections and gain the votes. This is the tactics. And there one of the Guru Golwalkar, had openly said, if you want to rule India in a strong manner, what you should do? You should keep 95% people hungry. And you should have 2-3 closest friends and hand over all the assets of the country and wealth of the country to them. And they should be your friends. And you can rule under your thumb, whole people under your thumb. That is why they are helping Adanis and Ambanis and making people starve. I told you, it's not a question of like and dislike. It is a question of policies. It's a question of path they are for. That is the ruinous path for this country. And that's why we have to challenge it. It's question of survival of our civilization. And it is a question of survival of our peaceful living of all religious groups. It's a question of our people having share in their own wealth which they are producing. And it is because of that our General Council held here very comfortable arrangements because of all of you people. Do convey our greetings to them that we were given proper environment to discuss international and national situation. And we could talk politics of working class. And we could come out what we have to do in 2024. Killing our public sector, selling our national assets, selling our natural resources, killing the small sector and building his own friends. We don't want that India. We want India to flourish. And that's why we also took a resolution. And the resolution was challenging Narendra Modi. An alliance is made. And the full name of the alliance fortunately comes to India. INDIA. And we said, Modi must go and India should be victorious. We said it with all responsibility. It doesn't mean we have all hopes from them, but it does mean Modi has to go. And from India, what do we expect? We have a full charter of demand, and we have put up there what kind of governments we want to see in this country. So as a working class politics organization AITUC, we fulfilled our task here, discussing all that in a good environment given by you people. And there, finally, I am telling you, environment is heating up. The government is getting exposed day in and day out. We have to put our hard labor into it to make it more heated. Trade unions together were moving forward. Now trade unions together with Kisan Morchas are moving together. We are observing 3rd October, the day when the Kisans were killed by the jeep of the son of a minister. Black day in Indian history. Attack on democratic rights of people of protests. All over India, 3rd October will be observed. Then 26, 27, 28 November, all over India, Gherao of Raj Bhavans. Raj Bhavan has become symbol of union government, Modi government. And you Tamil Nadu people know it better, how Mr. Ravi Kumar is behaving, governor of Tamil Nadu. Every day, speaking all nonsense and provocative language, not as a governor, as if he is RSS fellow speaking. So Raj Bhavans will be gherao. Trade unions and Kisan Morcha will together organize it. And also simultaneously in districts also, in industrial places also, symbolic protest with the Raj Bhavan gherao will also go on. And then, before that, we have given a call to observe 31st October in grand manner. A day when AITUC was born, 103 years ago. When the working class said we will remove this British government, we will fight against it. We will have complete independence. This time, we will observe our 31st October Foundation Day with similar zeal. We want to defend our country, our public sector, our wealth, our civilization, our harmony, and the rights of our working masses and other sections. And for that, this tyrant regime has not to continue. So 31st October should be observed in front of all AITUC office, thousands of our offices. Message should go 2024 is coming. Come up. Mobilize yourself. Prepare yourself. This regime must be shown its path to go away. So, friends, the things are moving. RSS BJP is afraid, feeling shaken. So, iron is getting heated. So that heat of the iron has to be increased. That means the mindset of the people must be strengthened. That they can be challenged, they can be removed, and let us be ready. So that iron should increase its heat and our responsibility in further heating that iron. And we don't want to hit that iron only with our hammer, which is cool. No. Hammer should also be hot. Our organizational zeal, our thinking and our understanding, our struggling zeal, moving forward, ready to sacrifice. So our hammer should also be hot. So on hot iron, this hot hammer in 2024 symbolically has to hit that hot iron, the seat of power in union government being headed by Modi, must be hit hard and they must be thrown out of the power. That is the message this General Council has given to all its unions to work hard. That is the message to working people wherever they are organized. That is the message to the farmer community, to the rural and urban population, the common man of this country. Here is the time. 2024 is proceeding and we have given a slogan. And I want answer. My Tamil comrades may not first understand what answer should be. Our comrades sitting from other states will give that answer. BJP hatao, desh bachao. BJP hatao, BJP hatao, BJP hatao. And then BJP harao, defeat. BJP harao, BJP harao. Inqilab Zindabad. In the end, only one thing I want to tell you. Murthy, you translate. Amit Shah came to your state after inauguration of parliament session. And he said, I have taken Singol from Tamil Nadu. I have put it inside the parliament. And now Tamil Nadu people should give me member parliament seats for BJP. I appeal to Tamil Nadu people not to let them have even a single seat from Tamil Nadu.
நிறைவாக ஏஐடியூசினுடைய மாவட்ட தலைவர் மோகன் அவர்கள் நன்றி கூறுவார்கள்.
தொழிலாளி வர்க்கம் நிறைந்திருக்கிற இந்த திருப்பூர் மண்ணில் கடந்த 4 நாட்களாக மிக பிரமாண்டமான முறையில் தேசிய குழு கூட்டமும் தேசிய செயற்குழு கூட்டமும் நடந்து முடிந்திருக்கிறது. தியாக பூமியாக இருக்கக்கூடிய இந்த திருப்பூர் மண்ணில் தேசிய குழு கூட்டத்தை நடத்த முடிவு செய்து அதற்கான வாய்ப்பு வழங்கிய ஏஐடியூசி மத்திய தலைமைக்கும் தமிழ்நாடு தலைமைக்கும் நன்றி சொல்வதோடு இந்த 4 நாட்களிலும் பல்வேறு வகையிலும் உதவி செய்திருக்கிற அனைவருக்கும் நெஞ்ச நிறைந்த நன்றியை தெரிவித்து இந்த அளவில் இந்த பொதுக்கூட்டத்தை நிறைவு செய்கிறோம். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.